Welcome to episode 165 of the Concealed Taco Dudes podcast. Woo! We are back again.
Again. A month later.
Oh man, it is crazy how fast time flies.
It is.
And we've tried every week to get together since we recorded the last one.
Yep.
And it just hasn't been able to happen.
Yep. One thing after another.
But anyway, we're back now.
We've had some adventures, both you and I.
Yeah.
So, in the last month.
Yeah, which is part of the reason why things are tough to get recorded. But let's knock out our sponsors really fast.
All right. NOEBulletMolds.com. Use coupon code FLT001. It'll save you, I think it's 10% on the finest bullet molds on Earth.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you guys are following NOE on Instagram, but if you are not, you should take a look.
Yeah.
They've been posting a couple of little video clips of a new product that, Al's been working on. And it is a product for the aging eyes and a solution for fixed targets or fixed sights on a revolver that don't shoot where they're supposed to.
that weren't fixed right.
They didn't fix it right. So anyways, he's working on a red dot mounting plate and like a kit to help you center and so you can drill and tap the holes yourself.
Yeah.
So
cool.
it's actually pretty cool.
So you can put a red dot on your revolver.
Yes.
I like it.
So he has tested it out on I think 4 of his revolvers or something.
Yeah.
He's got a Smith that he put it on and a couple of he's like a fan of those, what was the cheaper revolvers? They make like the Pit Bull and Bulldog and...
Oh, Charter Arms?
Charter Arms.
Okay.
So he has a bunch of Charter Arms revolvers like in 40 Smith & Wesson and just 44 Special.
Those sound like good test subjects for this.
Oh. Al might take offense to that, but I would say those are good.
There's nothing wrong with the Charter Arms. You get what you pay for. And
so I think
terrible.
I think the kit works for J frame size as well as, is it K frame? The next one.
I don't know if it's the next one, but K frame is the bigger,
but not like the
revolver.
big one.
There's an N frame also. So, I don't know where that. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll just have to wait.
The letters don't make sense to me.
But if you have aging eyes and you have a hard time seeing...
Or if you're a competitive revolver shooter and just want a quicker sight acquisition.
Yes, quicker target acquisition. Red dots are great for that.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
It is cool. I'm looking through my revolvers to see which one would be compatible and which one I'd want to drill and tap.
Yeah,
but
I own exactly 2 revolvers.
Yeah.
And
which 2 do you have? You got the one from Mark.
I've got the Kimber K6S, and I have an Uberti 45.
Okay, Colt. The 45 Colt. Yeah.
Neither of those are getting red dots.
Yeah, that would look really quite odd on the Uberti.
Yeah.
Single action, you know, cowboy style,
right?
And then you throw a red dot on it,
and it's got the case hardened finish too. So
now I wonder if it would have worked on. I bought this one revolver I had wanted for so long, and it was like a limited edition. It was like a Talo or something, right? It was a Ruger, and I think it was like a small bird's head revolver and 45 Colt. So I first found one in 45 ACP, but I wanted it in 45 Colt.
Sure.
And I thought they would machine a cylinder for me, and they said no. And so then I sold that one, and I had to make sure I found the other one first.
Right.
The 45 Colt, I found it, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy this, and then I sold the other one. But that dang little gun, like the iron sight, the fixed sights, would not shoot to where... And it was like... enough off that it was annoying. So
yeah.
I had this gun that I thought was beautiful and was awesome and it felt good in the hand, and I never shot it because I couldn't hit stuff easy.
Because you had to compensate for the sights. And
it's not like I don't know, like it's not like I'm inexperienced shooting revolvers.
Right.
Like I have a lot and I shoot them a lot because I like them, but I sold it.
Yeah.
And it might sound weird or dumb, but if I had the opportunity to put a red dot on it, and if that would have fixed it, I would have done it.
Yeah.
Because I like the gun and I like the caliber, and I don't know. I'm not too stuck on the looks for that one.
Yeah.
But it did look good.
There's a lot of guns out there, a lot of revolvers that I think would be completely appropriate to put a red dot on.
I'm actually debating, but I don't know if I want to. It's one of my carry guns. It's that little Smith & Wesson Airweight or titanium scandium frame, right. Whatever. Yeah. People will get mad if you say it's a scandium frame because it's like maybe a scandium alloy or coating or whatever it is.
No, it's scandium.
It weighs like a paper,
right? And
it hurts like the dickens when you shoot 357s,
or anything.
Yeah, I like shooting 38s through it.
Yeah,
but that one, if I
put a red dot on
a red dot on it, that would be a little bit faster to shoot. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I do have the upgraded like fiber optic front sight.
Yeah,
and that helps.
But
then it wouldn't fit in my pocket.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I said that now it's not a pocket gun.
Yeah.
Which I know that's how you like to carry it a lot.
I wonder if I could get like some kind of a pocket holster, like a Kydex, so you have a clip on your belt, but it has like the, kind of like a holster in your pocket, so it's stiff up and down vertically.
Yeah.
So that you can shove the revolver down into it and it clicks in place, and then when you pull it out, it pushes on the belt, but will release.
Well, I've made lots of
kind of like a paddle pocket holster, but with a belt thing on it.
I think you're overcomplicating it, because sitting down with that rigid connection would be miserable.
Okay.
And walking around.
I didn't.
So what I have done is I'll make the bottom of a Kydex pocket holster kind of longer so that it will sit in the bottom of your pocket and keep it oriented vertically. And on that extension that sticks out underneath the trigger guard out toward where the grip is, I'll build a hook into that. And so as you're drawing it, if it happens to, if the holster wants to come out with the gun, you can, as it's coming out of the pocket, if you pull back, that hook will grab the edge of your pocket and pull the holster off.
So use the little hook. Yeah.
So
I guess that probably depends on what kind of pants you're wearing too in your pockets.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know some guys will carry them in a cargo pocket or something like that, and it changes things. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, so check out noebulletmolds.com.
Yep.
And see what they're doing.
And Utah Air Guns at utahairguns.com. I got a call from a customer. Actually, I called him because I had a question about an order he placed. And we got talking. He was a long-time listener. I think he's out in Michigan or Wisconsin. I can't remember now. But he was telling me he's at a local pawn shop and saw an FX Dreamline bullpup.
Nice.
For sale. And they wanted $600 for it, I think. And so he's looking at it and like, wow, I'm not sure that's a good deal or not. Went home and looked them up and immediately went back and bought it. But he's like, it didn't have the little post for filling it that locks in, that you hook to your fill station. And it didn't have any magazines. And so he's like, hey, it's missing this and this. He got it for $500.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then he went to Utah Air Guns, online and ordered the piece he needed to fill it and some magazines. Yeah, the probe, that's the word. And some magazines for it. But he has blamed us for his new expensive hobby.
Yeah.
He was asking me about the difference between getting one of those little air compressors versus a tank, like a scuba tank type thing. And
you told him that the tank fills up.
The tank will fill the gun instantly in seconds, and the air compressors will fill your gun in many minutes. Which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but it is. If you shoot them a lot, if you're at the range, target shooting, or if you're out running around and shooting it a lot, sitting there for 10 minutes while your gun fills up, and you have to have a power source for it. So if you're out in the field, and that's difficult.
One of the things that the Utah Air Guns guys said is if you have the one that runs on DC, like your car battery, make sure you run your vehicle
Because it'll drain
your battery and you won't be able to start your car.
Right.
If you know.
Yeah. So there's a place for those air compressors. I don't think it's the best option personally.
Yeah, it depends. If you're out in the field, and like you're near your vehicle, then you can like just top it off,
Yeah,
and
I guess
as long as you don't let it drop too low, then topping it off's not going to take too long.
Yeah.
But if you let it drop too low, then takes a long time to build that pressure up.
But there's you can pick up those compressors. Seems like $300-400, which sounds like a lot until you start looking at the carbon fiber tanks that are $600 to $700.
Yeah, that's.
But I think they're way more convenient, and if you add the Concealment Solutions air tank caddy to it, it makes it really convenient to haul around.
We take those like all the time when we go out in the outdoors with our air guns.
They won't roll around in your
stand
in the back of your car. It'll stand up vertically to fill.
You can sit it down on the side.
Yep.
And the two legs, front and back,
so it doesn't roll.
They make it so it doesn't roll out of the truck bed or whatever.
Right.
So it's just nice.
But anyway, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That was cool that he picked up such a sweet deal.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So Utah Air Guns, go check them out, and your local pawn shop.
Yeah.
But use the code when you check out Air Candy, and you'll get free turret stickers and free shipping. Free shipping will save you a ton if you're buying a gun or a tank or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Free shipping is huge.
Super nice.
So take advantage. Black Ice Coatings at blackicecoatings.com.
Yeah, just have to. He does the best gun finishes, and if you have something that is not a firearm or air gun, you can still contact him about finishing it.
Hydro Dip, Cerakote.
Yeah, so I got my Hog Hunter done with the pink piggies and stuff, and he just did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And I've taken multiple groups out shooting since, and they get a kick out of it. There's no other Hog Hunter. It's kind of a generic gun. It's a Savage Hog Hunter 308, right?
Right.
But there is no gun like
it's not anymore.
that looks just like that. It's unique.
Well,
and then I was gonna say too, we had this adventure where we did some canyons and stuff. And like all the girls in my family have red helmets.
Yeah.
And then so Noah has a blue one, so we can always tell who Noah is. But the girls,
He's the one you have to keep your eye on.
Yeah, it's like crazy because they all having the same color helmet and everything. Sometimes, and everyone's wearing black wetsuits, the same brand, and so it's hard to tell on video. But I was gonna say, no one has a helmet like mine.
No,
it's with those
the skulls,
the green and gray metallic skulls. Yeah,
right.
It's awesome. So I always wear that with pride when I go outside and do adventures because nobody has a helmet like mine. So true. Contact Lee. He might be able to do something for you.
And look into the Teflon coating too. So it's not just cosmetic stuff that they're doing. It's total functionality. So check them out. Call them up. Tell them you want it slickery.
Yeah.
magholder.com. Go check them out. He's always got new stuff.
He's got the best horizontal mag carriers.
Mag carriers. Yep. Use the code. Get in the van. I have candy. And I don't know how much it'll save you.
Yeah.
But it will save you money. Yep. So go check them out. Concealment Solutions at concealmentsolutions.com. I spent a whole afternoon, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's horrible for me, adding new product to the website a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, new mag carriers, new belts.
Somebody was asking, they left a comment.
Okay.
And they're wondering when your thicker, newer belts were going to show up.
It's already there? I've been selling them. I've already sold out the first batch. And I've got a second shipment that just arrived last week. Yeah. So
it might have been Kevin C. I can't remember.
Maybe.
But
yeah.
Somebody was asking.
But anyway, so the original Python EDC belt was great. And it's still great. But the new one, the webbing we're using is a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier. Mm-hmm. So it makes the entire belt about 20% stiffer with that stiffener that we use in them. Mm-hmm. The buckle is what really makes it unique. where it's got a
You haven't changed the buckle, though.
The buckle is exactly the same.
Okay.
So it's still micro adjust, easy to adjust on the fly, easy on off. Anyway, I really like them. They're super awesome. You can get them in a bundle now.
Ooh,
so
bundle.
I've got some bundles where you have a holster and a belt, and you buy them together, and right off the top it knocks $15 off the total price of the individual ones.
That's cool.
And then if you use the discount code, which is Show Me the Candy, you'll save an additional 15% off.
Stacking discounts.
So those are pretty awesome. And the new belts come in coyote and black.
Oh, okay.
So you got two options, and there's 4 different sizes. There's 6 inches of adjustability in each size, so they're really versatile.
So Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to get a belt that can adjust during the day.
During Thanksgiving, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just lift the little camming lever up, and then like maybe stick out your pooch a little bit, and then tighten it back up.
Lock it down, and you're good to go for
room for dessert. I was gonna say I've had a really good experience with the 2 belts I got from you.
Yeah.
The Gen 1.
They're good belts. And I do have a handful of those still, and I think on the website I've marked them down to like $36. I think I might be down to just larges and extra larges, but that's a screaming deal.
If
you
cool.
want to pick up one of those. Also, I have a crap ton of knives on the way.
Ooh.
Like,
did you get some of the cool styles?
Yes.
Did you get the little camp chef one, or what chef?
The trail chef?
Trail chef?
Yes. I actually I think I still have 3 of those in stock. That's one of my favorite knives. I use it in the kitchen all the time. It's a great meat knife. I think it would be an awesome knife for processing game in the field.
I can't remember if I gave that one away to my dad for his birthday or Father's Day or something, but the sheath, the combo with the sheath, he just thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah. So, and just to put it into perspective, with these knives, the brand is BPS. They're handmade knives out of Ukraine. Most of them are high carbon steel. There's a few stainless ones in there also, but and you can get these on Amazon. I think the only places in the U.S. that you can get these is either on Amazon or from me. I think we're the only 2 U.S. distributors. They're inexpensive knives, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, the quality is nice.
They're really well made, and it'll blow your mind. Most of the knives I've sold locally.
Because once they come in the shop and they see it, they're like, wait, what?
I have them sitting out on my bench, and a lot of them have sheaths already on them, and people will come by to pick up a holster order or something, and they'll go, oh, you sell knives? Yeah, and I tell them about them. They usually leave with one.
Yeah.
But, so you can buy these on Amazon pretty inexpensively. I've seen them anywhere from $30 to $50.
But they don't come with
my sheath. They don't come with the flamethrower ferro rod, which is awesome. So my package deal, you buy the knife, you get the sheath, and you pick whatever colors you want in the sheath for the Kydex, and then you can add the ferro rod, which has a carrier built into the sheath also, and they're, depending on the knife and everything, that you're $75 to $80 for the complete package.
Yeah.
Now, if you brought me your knife, like let's say you bought one of these knives or something similar, and you brought it to me for a sheath, I'm going to charge you between $40 and $60 for the sheath.
Yeah, because it's handmade Kydex.
You're right. But that just to give you a perspective on how good of a deal this is.
Yeah,
for these knives. But anyway,
I was gonna say they actually make a really, really cool gift for someone who's hard to shop for.
Yeah,
like if someone likes they're an outdoorsy guy.
Yeah,
that package with the ferro rod is awesome.
Well, and I've got a couple of neck knives that they do so when you order the neck knife, it comes with a belt clip, so you can wear it horizontally on your belt, or you can run paracord through it and wear it around your neck. Those things with my sheath, I think there's like $30, and they're pretty cool. So, and I just did there's one it's called the Kiradashi. It's really unique. kind of has an angled blade, and the handle's really long and narrow.
Is that the one I have?
I can't remember. No, I think you have the Techno B.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's really sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like really
But
sharp.
anyway, I was playing with mine the other day, and I did a paracord wrap on the handle. It turned out really good. I was like, that's pretty slick, and makes it a lot easier to handle and more comfortable to use and stuff like that. So anyway, enough about the knives. It's the knives, I'm really low on inventory right now, so if there's something that I have in stock that you're interested in, you should get it now. But because it's probably going to be the end of the month before that shipment will arrive. I hope it's here before November. I tried to order so that they would arrive before we were fully in our holiday season. But one other thing, I have a brand new item coming from them. It's an axe.
Oh.
And it's
Did you make sure to order a few?
I only ordered 4.
Okay, well, I might want one.
Just because, well, and I'm going to take one too, probably. So I have 2. Just because I haven't seen it before. I only saw it on the website, and
I'll need to see what it looks like.
It's called a bush axe. It's more of a hatchet.
It's a thinner blade.
I don't know how thin it is, to be honest, but it is smaller. So we'll see. It might be like, in my mind, it looks like the perfect addition to a bug out bag, where it's not too big, but it's a little more robust than your knife and chopping with that and stuff like that. But anyway, so some cool stuff coming. If you haven't been to the website recently, go check it out. If you have any questions or you don't see what you're looking for, shoot me a text or call me or email me and just say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and we'll see if we can't get you taken care of.
Awesome. Let's move on to not listener feedback.
Okay.
But listener packaging.
Yeah. We've received care packages recently. So you have a note in yours.
All right. So I think
this has happened more than once over the years in my podcasting career, where I get a package and I open it up and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool, and and then I read the note and it's not for me. So, Taco, tell them what you got.
Okay, so a listener sent this in, and he sent a note, and he says not to read it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to read just the first part.
Okay.
So he says, Dear Taco, thanks for all the hard work producing the podcast. Enclosed is some honey from my bees and some zinc.
I don't do any hard work or anything.
Yeah, so I got some honey and zinc.
Yeah.
Some sweet zinc.
And just so you know, the lid on the honey was not screwed on tight, and so I cleaned all that zinc for you because
how nice.
It was covered in honey.
You guys can hear it clang around. So that's awesome. I will make some bullets out of that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's going to be fun. So thanks for sending that in. I appreciate when listeners provide feedback, and when they send honey and zinc. That's even awesomer. So,
it is.
Thanks.
It is. I got a package. Now, this is from a long-time listener and a long-time customer, Mark from Hawaii. And Mark actually has been to the shop.
Oh, really?
He has. Him and a friend came out years ago and came down. They brought me some knives and ordered some holsters and stuff. And they literally came to Utah to just like check out some specific gun shops and ranges and stuff like that, and to come see me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which was awesome. And so Mark, I've made lots of knife sheaths, lots of holsters for Mark. And when he sends me knives that he wants sheaths made, he always includes a care package. Like, he has sent me like chocolate covered macadamia nuts and all that kind of stuff. This time, and so he sent me some knives, and I did some holsters for him. And here's the thing, he's got a P365 XL that he put a different frame on, and he sent me pictures of it. He's like, do I need to send my my lower to you to build this holster, and it had an O-light on it, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, you know what, we should be fine. I don't want you to have to take your gun apart and send it and everything. I said, what I've got will work fine for it. And he's like, okay. I failed to remember that the XL has a proprietary SIG rail.
Oh.
Because I have an XL, I have XL molds, I have the O-light that he was using, but the O-light won't go on a factory lower, the factory frame of an XL, because of that proprietary rail. His gun that he has with the frame that he has had a regular Picatinny rail on it. So I screwed up, and I cost Mark more money because now he had to ship me his lower, his frame of his XL, so I could use it to build his. And I felt bad because that's crappy, Mark is awesome, so he sends me another package with more stuff in it. So anyway, I made Mark some awesome stuff. I hope he's happy with it, and I threw in a little bonus for him for not being mad at me when he should have been, and for giving me all the stuff. So this package that he sent was packed full of Hawaiian treats that he grew up eating. Some of them are really, really weird. If I'm being honest. We've got tempura seaweed, and it's the original flavor. I don't know what that means.
It's the original kind.
It's delicious with good from the sea.
Awesome.
That's what it says on there. We've got, this one is particularly interesting, shredded Ika, IKA. If I look at the ingredients, the first ingredient is squid, the second one is sugar, the third one is salt. It looks like
salty sweet squid.
It looks like shredded string cheese.
That's crazy.
We've got red coconut balls. We've got Li Hing mixed arare. It's like,
I think those are like the soy.
They're like crackers. We've got wasabi iso peanuts, which I love wasabi.
We should try those today. I really want to try one of those.
Should we try one right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
We're going to try the wasabi iso peanuts. So these are all Japanese style treats.
Yeah.
So you should know at least half of them.
Only half. I know exactly half.
Okay.
Smells like wasabi?
No.
Smells like peanuts? Oh, that smells like what's that one peanut candy?
It does. It smells more like peanuts than anything.
Like a peanut roll.
All right.
Okay. Or it smells like, what are those one things called that big hunks?
A big hunk? That's chocolate.
No, it's not. It's like gooey white with like peanuts in it.
Okay.
It's like almost like toffee or something.
I'm going in for a wasabi peanut.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Woo! Definitely wasabi. That's interesting.
And then definitely peanut.
Yeah.
There's like a peanut in the middle. They're crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a little pow.
There's like this green shell around them. They're almost like Japanese peanut covered M&Ms or peanut M&Ms.
Without the
wasabi. I've been eating. Last week I had a big bag of wasabi almonds.
These
Diamond brand.
These are not bad.
No, these aren't bad at all.
The wasabi flavor is kind of weird, but if you like wasabi,
I really like wasabi.
then it's not bad.
It's
not as.
It has a little more of the horseradish bite to it from the wasabi than
you thought it would.
Well, than the wasabi flavor, if that makes sense. What else do we have?
I could sit down and I could probably eat a bag of those wasabi peanuts.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Dried lemon peel. They look like miniature cow pies.
They look like magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We'll save.
So some of the stuff we gotta save for, like, when Stan's here?
We do. But let's try Sakura Arare.
So I think
I'm probably
I've had
butchering these names, but they look like little glossy...
I think they're like
clam crackers, like that you get with your
are those
soup
like
at the restaurant.
Kind of like a seaweed soy cracker?
Well, the first ingredient is glutinous rice, then soy sauce.
Yeah, little soy crackers.
Yeah.
Not gluten free. It has glutinous.
They're glutinous. I love gluten.
I know. It makes everything.
Gluten's good for your soul.
It helps keep things sticky.
They look like little stars.
Yeah, I've had these before.
It's because you're half Japanese.
I know. I've eaten like maybe half a bag before.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I would eat those.
I would take the wasabi peanuts over these.
I like these better.
I think when I was a kid, I thought they were normal crackers, and I ate some, and I just thought they were gross. But later on, I ate some, and I'm like, oh, they're not that bad.
We're going to try one more, because I have no idea what this is. Premium Sweet Li Hing Mui. It's okay, so the first ingredient is plum, aspartame, sucrose, sodium. So it's basically a dried plum.
Yeah.
I like dried plums. In fact, I've been drying plums quite a bit lately myself.
Yeah?
They don't look like this.
No.
This has lost all semblance of what a plum looks like.
They look like...
Wow, they smell sweet. They smell sugary.
So they look like almost like a misformed peach pit.
I was going to go with scrotum, but... now I'm going to eat it. Yeah, we'll go with peach pit.
All right.
Oh,
it's crunchy in the middle.
I can't bite through the middle of mine. It feels like the pit.
It probably is the pit.
It's very tasty, though. That's interesting.
Are you supposed to eat the pit?
I don't know.
Are there instructions how to eat it?
Woo!
It's got some zing.
That's got an interesting aftertaste.
It's got like... It's sour.
Yeah, that's the pit. Have fun pooping that out, Taco.
I don't think you're supposed to crunch the pit.
No.
And I did. My strong jaws. Just chomp right through.
All right. What's going to be fun is just watch Stan trying to eat any of this. Stan has got the most unrefined palate I've ever seen. But anyway, Mark, thanks for all this stuff.
Wait. We gotta like...
You want to try something else?
Yeah, I gotta have something to
cleanse your palate.
cleanse the palate. I mean,
Red coconut balls? Or do you want to...
I think
some of this stuff is like... The brand is Noms, N-O-M-S, peach rings. How can that be bad? Let's go with a peach ring.
Yeah. Actually, let's finish with that, but let's go with the red coconut ball first.
Okay.
Mark's like listening to this episode and he's like, no, don't chomp the pit. Don't eat the pit. You're supposed to suck on the sour part. There were no instructions on that.
Okay, these look like little red pom-poms.
They look like a little sugar ball.
Yeah.
That's red.
Red coconut balls.
It's not crunchy.
It's not crunchy. They're soft and chewy. Oh, this one doesn't have a Ziploc.
So if you like coconut, I think you'd really like that.
Yeah. I'm not a huge coconut fan, but those aren't bad.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I'm not either, but yeah, it wasn't bad.
All right. We'll cleanse our palate with a peach ring and then move on. Oh, man.
Oh, what is
So they smell just like peach rings that you get at the grocery store here, and they look just like
gummies?
it. Yeah, other than they're like, I don't know what they're covered in.
As you spill it on my carpet. Yeah, it's lemon something, I think.
Those are tasty. Woo! All right.
Wait, you gotta hand me a couple of those wasabi peanuts.
Okay. There, I didn't open it yet.
Cleanse the palate with some wasabi. Yeah, I think out of all the things that we tried, well, I mean, it's obvious which one I prefer. The wasabi peanuts are actually pretty good.
Yeah. I like the arare, the crackers. Ooh. Those are pretty tasty.
Yeah, they got that wasabi bite to them.
They do. Woo. Which is interesting. They don't smell like it.
No. I think if you put, just a handful in your mouth and chomped them all at the same time, you get a good...
It clean your sinuses.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Should we move on to the news?
Yeah, or what we did with guns.
Let's do news first, and we'll wrap up with what we did with guns. All right. An Ohio man who is accused of stabbing to death a 77-year-old woman was shot by a man defending his family during a home invasion on Thursday, according to the Fayette County Sheriff's Office. Michael James Brooks II, 28, of Columbus, Ohio, was recovering in an area hospital on Friday. Once released, he will face home invasion, burglary, and theft by receiving in Georgia and murder charges in Ohio.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Just before 2 a.m. on Thursday, the Fayette County 911 got a call from a resident in North Fayette County about a possible intruder in his house. At the same time, they also received a notice that from the alarm company for that residence. So the homeowner is responding faster than the alarm company. Something to take note of.
Yeah.
Deputies were just a couple of minutes away. That's fortunate. They saw the homeowner armed. They say the homeowner armed himself with a gun and confronted the intruder in the basement. Investigators say the intruder was armed with a knife. Deputies say the homeowner warned the intruder before shooting him. I'm gonna shoot you! Investigators say the homeowner then left the basement and took up a position to protect his family on the second floor at the staircase. Sounds smart.
Yes.
There he took his stand as the subject made his way to the second floor. He made the comment something to the effect of, "You're going to have to kill me," when the resident fired a second shot. That was about the time the deputies got there. From what we can tell, he was coming down the stairways with a second gunshot wound, said Fayette County Sheriff Barry Babb. At that point, they actually still struggled with him as they took him into custody. The intruder was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital with 2 gunshot wounds. Police say he has an extensive criminal history, mostly around Columbus and its suburbs, but also along the Interstate 75 corridor. So he got more than one bullet, and the owner was more than willing to do it. The journalist who wrote this, I read a little bit on her bio, and she is very pro-gun.
Oh, that's good.
So it was interesting.
I guess I didn't understand the first part where they said that the guy got charged for murder.
So he was accused. He's been accused of stabbing to death a 77-year-old woman.
Okay.
Before this.
Okay. I was expecting someone to get
in this
so no. It's good that nothing bad happened to that family.
What I liked about this story is the guy hears something in his basement, grabs his gun, goes down, sees this guy in his basement with a knife, tells him, I'm going to shoot you if you come upstairs or whatever, and then he goes upstairs so that he's not down basically he's giving himself an advantage. He's going to higher ground, making it so this guy has to come up through the stairs where he's got a narrower shot, right?
Yeah.
And he can be between the guy and his family. So I thought the homeowner did things very well, other than it didn't sound like he is an extremely good shot if he shot him twice and the guy was still fighting with the police when he got there.
No, you never know.
That's true.
People on drugs.
True.
Even cops, they'll shoot a guy like 8 times and the guy's still coming at them.
They're dead. They just haven't died yet.
They haven't realized it yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was a pretty good one. Shows a homeowner who was using his head and, kind of a perfect scenario. Had an alarm system. He'd called the police. The police were only minutes away. He still had to use his gun to defend himself and his family. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to what we did with guns.
All right. So I picked up on one of Palmetto's like crazy sales.
Yeah. I don't look at those emails.
Yeah,
anymore.
don't. They're dangerous. So this is a KS7.
The Kel-Tec. Nice.
Yeah. So it's feels kind of plasticky, but
it's a Kel-Tec.
It's a Kel-Tec. So you kind of know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's like basically it's a KSG. But without the rotating triple...
It's a lightweight.
It's a lightweight with less complication.
So it's got a single feed tube.
Magazine tube. Instead of a double. Little... Is it double or triple?
It's a double.
Double?
Yeah. I had one briefly.
Oh, yeah.
It's a double. They don't rotate.
What does it do?
There's a selector switch.
Oh,
so you flip a switch and then what's cool about that, if you're looking at something for home defense, you can have one tube loaded with slugs and one tube loaded with buckshot or birdshot or whatever, and you can select back and forth what you want to use, but that would require some critical thinking in a high stress situation.
Yes, and if it gets bumped and so it's halfway in between, it won't feed either.
Right.
There's like lots of things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I never bought the KSG.
Right.
I just, the weird magazine.
They're kind of heavy too, but and they have a horrible recoil.
That's because they're light.
Well, the other one, the regular KSG, did, but
so, anyways, they kind of have that little plastic rail on top, fiber optic.
I like the fiber optic sight.
Yeah, I mean it lines up. It actually feels halfway decent.
Yeah.
That is light. How long would you say the whole package is?
The whole thing is...
I don't know. It's really pretty short. It's like...
Maybe 2 feet?
2 feet, maybe a little bit more than 2 feet.
What do you think, more?
Just a couple inches past 2 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyways, they had it on sale for like $200 less than everywhere else. And so I figured I could try it out. If I hated it, I could sell it and still probably make $100 or something. So I figured it was a safe bet. The release lever is where your pointer finger would go if you're like...
It's ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Which is very cool.
So if where you would put your finger if you're holding a gun but not shooting it.
Yeah.
Then it's right up there in the front.
The safety I thought was a mag release for a second. I'm like, why does this have a mag release on it?
Yeah.
Have you shot it yet?
I've not shot it yet. It's
12 gauge?
12 gauge, the only gauge. Yeah. The cheap gauge, I should say.
So what do you mind? What did you get it for?
I can't remember. I think it was like $360.
Okay.
So it was
nice.
I believe.
And how many does it hold?
Don't know.
I'm guessing you could get at least 3 or 4
or 5 in it. Maybe. I don't know.
It depends on what
interesting,
what you load it with.
Yeah, interesting to see if the little tiny guys those little mini.
Yeah.
If those would feed or not, because then you could fit quite a few of those.
Yeah.
Not that those would make like the best home defense or self-defense rounds.
I think they do slugs in some of those.
Yeah.
Which could be pretty effective.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought it'd be fun to try it out, and then
it's a nice compact home defense tool.
Yeah, it's very compact. It's something you could throw in the back of your truck or car, or hide it under a seat. It's not long like a regular shotgun.
No, I think it would be absolutely pointless for any other purpose other than personal defense, home defense.
We should go out and throw some clays. See if we could
see if you can hit
anything with them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was one of the kind of spur of the moment.
Cool. I'm kind of a Kel-Tec fan.
Kind of, yeah, right? You have
I've got the...
What's that one? The little fold...
Sub 2000.
Yeah, Sub 2000.
Yeah.
So the other gun that I have, I mounted the scope on it just recently. It is a 6 Creedmoor, and it is one of the new Aero Precision bolt actions based on the Remington 700.
Oh, okay.
And the cool thing about this one...
it's a 6 Creedmoor?
Yeah, so it's not 6.5 Creedmoor, it's just a little bit less.
And why did you go with that?
As
opposed to the 6.5?
Higher BC. Okay. This one's going to be a target rifle.
Okay.
And it, so it's the, is it the Solus? I can't remember if that was their suppressor or not. Anyways, let me look at it real quick. But it weighs a ton.
It doesn't look soulless.
Yeah. Yeah, but... yeah, the barrel's got a heavy barrel. It's got a chassis.
Yeah, it's got a nice chassis.
And the grip is a nice vertical grip.
Uh-huh.
And the stock has, I mean, it's basically set up for like precision competition shooting.
I mean, I mean, just looking at it, you can tell that's what that gun should be doing.
The action on it is actually, it's like really smooth.
It sounds like butter.
Yeah. They did a good job. And one of the things I like about this one over a lot of the other, cheaper bolt actions is that the rail on top, the scope base is milled into the receiver.
Oh.
Kind of like an AR-15 upper. And so you don't have to buy a scope base.
You don't have to get fancy with it trying to get
and you don't have stacked tolerances based on, mounting scope base and then putting scope rings on it, on the scope base that's attached to the receiver. It's just all one piece.
Yeah.
And so, I guess it is called the Solus, S-O-L-U-S, not soulless, like it has lack of soul, but I would say this gun has no soul. It's all black. It's heavy. It's machined aluminum.
No, it's got some soul. You can look at that.
Not until you do something with it.
But looking at it, you can tell there was love and care put into the design.
The design or the machine work.
Yeah.
I don't think robots and machines can give you soul, but. Mounted on top, I threw an Ares, what was it, 4.5 to 30 power, the ETR, I think, is it the ETR? Yeah, so an Ares ETR made by Athlon Optics, and it's a 4.5 to 30 power scope, and some Athlon rings on it.
There's nothing light about this gun.
Oh no, it's just not designed to be portable at all. My friend, this is the gun that...
I like that it has sling mounts.
Yeah,
because
it's got that Arca Swiss rail on bottom.
You carry it from the back of your car to the bench.
Yeah. It was kind of cool though. We threw it in the. So my friend and I bought identical rifles in that, exactly the same. So 2 of the Soluses or Soli, I guess. Soli. And we got. The same scopes, same rings, same everything, so that, obviously when we work on loads for it, then, they'll shoot a little different just because each gun's different. But we hope we can get a load that shoots good in both, and then we'll have the same velocity, same, all that stuff, so we can share data.
Nice.
So that was kind of the idea behind that, is to, I don't know, have you ever bought a gun with a friend, so you both have the same identical thing?
No.
Yeah.
I buy weird stuff that nobody else wants.
Well, I buy weird stuff that nobody else wants too. But anyways, that was one of the things I did. They're not cheap, but they're not crazy expensive either for if you're talking about a rifle that's packaged ready to go, to a competition.
Right.
So
Yeah.
With the adjustability of the stock, the cheek riser, the length of pull, the butt pad's even nice, and the little what is that called on the bottom? The little bag rider bottom piece.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's great. Like I don't have to. It's like one of the only guns that I look at it and
you don't have to do anything.
I don't have to modify or upgrade anything. I mean, maybe in the future I'll do something to the trigger.
Yeah.
But as is, the trigger on it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Anyways, I gotta get some ammo loaded and get it broken in and sighted in and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah.
I sold a gun.
What'd you sell?
I sold my muzzle loader.
That's not a gun.
Technically, it's not.
According to the ATF.
And I felt bad. I felt bad selling it because it's a gun that Lee dipped for me, and he's dipped the stock or the scope as well. So the scope and the stock, everything was all matched.
You maybe shouldn't be saying this on the podcast. Lee might come after you.
He did an awesome job on it. And it's the one and only gun that I've taken a deer with. My first
What's
deer.
What's wrong with you?
I know. I don't get sentimental. But part of the reason is we are very close to all the rules and regulations for airgun hunting to be in place for Utah.
You're gonna...
And why would I... I mean, that muzzle loader, it was a nice muzzle loader. It was a...
It was a Bergara CVA.
It had a Bergara barrel
CVA.
on it. It was a CVA Acura. Yeah.
Oh, those are like good ones.
I know. It was really nice. But even as nice as it was, I could fire it about 4 times before I have to clean it. Before I couldn't cram another because it was so dirty. Which, I know that's normal, but I didn't like that. And I didn't feel like... You know, if it was more of a traditional, like a flintlock or something like that.
It's purely a hunting tool.
I didn't feel like I was at any kind of a disadvantage using that as a regular rifle. Other than I did have to get up closer, or at least when I took it out on my hunt, in my mind I wasn't going to take a shot outside of 100 yards with it. I know it's capable of being accurate beyond that.
You just gotta kind of like with the air guns. You gotta check your dope.
Right.
Know what the bullet does at distance.
But I wanted to be inside 100 yards. That was my comfort level, and I ended up taking this deer between 70 and 80 yards. But if I have an option of hunting with a big bore air gun or a muzzle loader on the same hunt,
but they won't.
I'm assuming that the air guns are going to be included in with the muzzle loader.
I would think that the air guns would be included with the regular
rifle.
Mm-hmm.
I would,
because there's something about the muzzle loader being primitive.
It is
weapon, and air guns are not primitive.
But when they're not primitive. But when you're talking about velocities and distances and stuff like that you can shoot with them, they're not any different than a muzzle loader.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
we have to wait and see.
Yeah, you and I are both hunting noobs,
right.
So we wouldn't even know.
Right.
But
I talked with Travis down at Utah Air Guns a little bit about it. He's in on what's going on with these regulations and stuff, and I think they've got the regulations in place. I think this year you can hunt turkey with an air gun and rabbits. But I don't think they've gone beyond that yet.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Progression,
it's
right?
It's progress. So maybe what we ought to do is try to get Travis on, and we can talk about that specifically. And
that's not a bad idea.
I'm pretty sure next year is their final year where they have to have everything in place, because they had 5 years to come up with the rules and regulations. Once they said, we're going to do it, and I believe that's up next year. So. Anyway, I've been looking at a Air Force big bore.
You going 458 or?
I guess. It'll depend a little bit on what the regulations are.
Or like a 50 cal.
Yeah, but in my mind, I'm leaning more towards the 45. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just depends. I will depend heavily on the guys over at Utah Air Guns to educate me on what caliber is going to be best. Because ideally, I'd love to be able to get 3 full-powered shots out of one tank. Then I know once you start getting really big, you're like, maybe you could get a second one.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to him because I think when you're going big bore,
you don't get many shots with them.
Yeah, and you almost get like the first shot's a underpowered shot because the pressure's high.
Right.
So if you have it filled all the way,
yeah,
just talk to those guys because they know.
So anyway, so I sold that. As far as what I did with guns, that was about it this week. We're in race season, so that's that. And I have had so many neighbors giving me fruit that my dehydrator has been running almost constantly for the last 3 weeks.
Nice.
Making fruit leather, dried fruit. Last night I made another batch of hot sauce using jalapenos and serranos and bell peppers out of my garden. Here's a tip. If you make your own hot sauce, which you should because it's awesome, oftentimes, depending on how you make it and the recipe you use and the process you use, sometimes you'll strain it so it gets the chunks out and you have it more of a thinner sauce, kind of like Tabasco style sauce. Yeah. That's what this is. And so I literally pulled the garbage can out and I was getting ready to scrape all of that out of my strainer into the garbage. And I thought, wait a minute, this stuff's still good. And so I spread it out on my dehydrator and I dehydrated it. And now I will have a
like pepper
powder.
Flakes
Pepper flakes and like a chili powder that we can use in other things that we cook.
Now, whenever you dry fruit on the same thing, it's going to taste like
It'll
peppers.
be spicy. That's all right. I make, I think you've had it. I don't know if you guys liked it. Some people don't like it. I make an awesome mango habanero.
Yeah, we ate it.
And I love it. But this stuff doesn't have anything sweet in it. It's more of a vinegar-based Tabasco style.
Awesome.
Another thing, I've been out fishing a little bit, and I went up with a friend. He took me up to some private property at a location that will be undisclosed here. And we fished this pond that they stock, and I hooked the biggest fish I've ever caught on a tenkara rod. It is almost as big as the biggest fish I've ever caught, but it was at least a 20-inch rainbow. And what's funny is I caught it twice, because the first time I hooked it, it broke my line and got off. I retied it. Didn't realize I was going after the same one, but I could see him. It took me about 10 minutes to get him interested in my lure again, and he took it, and I landed him, and my other fly was still in his mouth.
Nice.
But this friend of mine was telling me on this property they have, he's like, he loves duck hunting. That's his big thing, ducks and turkeys and stuff like that. But he just said, he's like, I hunt ducks, turkeys, deer, elk, everything up here. And he says every year, he's like, I'll buy a cow elk tag toward the end of the year, and I'll find somebody that either needs the meat or somebody who I know will want it, and I take this, I'll shoot a cow elk, I'll process it, I'll cut it up and everything, and just give it to him. And I was like, well, sign me up for that. And he's like, oh yeah? I'm like, I love elk. I said, I'll buy your tag and I'll come with you and I'll help you process it. He's like, okay. So I'm excited about that because I really love elk meat.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, my hunt that I did do years ago, I did on a provisional license. I still don't have my hunter safety. I just need to get it done so that I can be more active with the hunting. But so anyway, I don't have a hunting license.
Has Ian done his?
No.
That'd be a good father-son thing.
It would. But anyway, so hopefully I have the opportunity to go up and be involved with this hunt with him and learn to process a big animal like that. I mean, the deer I shot, I had dogs that were almost as big as the deer I shot. But that wasn't the point. I wanted the experience. And same with this. I want the experience and put some of these knives we talked about to the real test. And anyway, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully that'll pan out and we can do a podcast talking about that experience as well. Anyway, that is about all I've done. I made hot sauce and preserved fruit and sold a gun.
Nice.
And been fishing. Outside of racing mountain bikes, that's all I've been able to do.
Yeah.
So
I've been doing the usual.
Yeah.
Like, I think I loaded up about 1,000 rounds of subsonic 9mm.
Oh, nice.
So just getting ready for the winter. I guess. Actually, I have a couple groups I'm taking shooting, so.
Nice.
Gotta have enough ammo for it.
Yep. Okay. Hopefully, we'll have another episode sooner than later. We apologize for the long blackouts.
Yep.
It's not intentional.
It's kind of like California. You never know when you're gonna have the power.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Until next time, stay safe, have fun.
Be nice to people and take somebody's shit.